Okay, awkward. Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's Boardsy, and in this video, we're going to be doing a mouse company tier list. We're going to be making a tier list with all of the mouse companies. This is a beautiful list, an absolute masterpiece made by a Twitch user CDG_Evans. Huge shout out to him, much appreciated. So first we're going to start with Amazon Basics. We're going to put this in the D tier. Not only are their products like super gamery, they're also like overpriced as fuck for what they are, and they're just shit. You shouldn't be using it. You feel me? Next we have Endgame. Yo, Little with the 5 bits. Appreciated, homie. Yeah, I'm streaming, by the way, if that wasn't apparent. So yeah, if you guys want to stop by in the streams, I do occasionally make content in them, but mainly I just play Crunker. But yeah, back to the fucking list. Endgame. This is probably one of my favorite, if not my favorite, mouse company right now. I'm gonna put it. I don't know if it belongs in the S or the SS plus, because they do only have one mouse, right? And we're only taking into account like mice, and they only have one mouse. When they first released it, it was probably in like the B or the A tier, but then they fucking big dick made it the best mouse ever. In like in the next batch. So really fucking impressive. The XM1 is a great mouse. It's my favorite mouse for claw, and it's even good for fingertip, which is like kind of weird, but yeah, definitely one of the most solid mice. Endgame is obviously a solid company. They listen to consumers. Here we have Roccat. I'm gonna put it in the A tier. I just reviewed the Cone Pure Ultra a couple days ago, and it's not a bad mouse by any means, but it does come with a rubber cable and the shitty black Teflon feet, and they're really just nothing compared to like core pads, and the cable's just shit compared to a paracord, and that's not what you want on a mouse. The build quality though is fucking incredible. The clicks are great, and the shape is like, it's kind of like aggressive with that huge thumb rest, but it's really nice for claw. One of the best mice for claw, but aside from that, Roccat doesn't make as many high quality mice. They make some others, but the Cone Pure Ultra, as far as I'm concerned, is their like main one, and it's not the best mouse I've ever used, so can't be in the S tier. Now we have Finalmouse. I'm gonna put them in the SS plus tier. Yeah, their marketing's scummy, and yeah, their customer service is shitty, but they are the most innovative mouse company. They basically invented light mice, and they've really just popularized it, and they made the Ultralight 2, which is like my favorite mouse ever. So really just gotta give them props. And apparently they're releasing a mouse on August 17th. Who fucking knows, though? I have no confidence in that, but even if they never released a mouse again, they definitely completely changed the mouse industry. Now we have Razer. I'm going to put them again in the A tier, with the one exception being the Viper Mini, which really does propel them up to these tiers. But I'm going to put them in the A tier because the majority of their mice are shit and outdated. But the new ones they're putting out, they are good. The Viper and Viper Ultimate, obviously I don't like them very much, but they're solid mice, I guess, if you're a person who would consider a piece of shit a solid product. The Viper Mini's very solid, though, and I'm genuinely impressed with that. But the Death Adder V2 Mini really just leaves a bad taste in my mouth. It's like a shitty ex-girlfriend. Like, when you look at Razer, you're like, oh, they just did that to me with a fucking Death Adder V2 Mini. So I really just can't put them any higher than this. Also, they inspire the most shilly, like, paid-off mouse reviews ever. So I also don't really like them for that. So yeah, now we have Fnatic. I'm gonna put them in the D tier because honestly, I can't think of a single mouse that they've made, like off the top of my head. I've used so many mice, and I just can't think of one Fnatic mouse. And that really just tells me all I need to know about the brand. Shit. Same thing with their mouse pad. Fuck that thing. I just keep putting off reviewing it because I don't like using it. Now we have Cooler Master. I don't know if I want to put them in the C or the B tier. The MM711 is apparently good in the newer batches. My copy wasn't. It went to shit over time, pretty quickly. but apparently the new ones are good, and they did make a very solid lightweight mouse in the MM710. If only it had a bit better build quality, and a company of their size really should have fucking great build quality. But like, whatever, I guess. But they're just not the best company. Wouldn't really put them in the higher tiers. Hello Kitty, I assumed this would be Sanrio. That would be the company, right? I'm a fucking basically an e-girl, and I'm gonna put them in the B tier because that mouse was unironically good for fingertip. Yeah, it had some sensor issues, but I think if the mouse was like not 10 years old, they would have improved the sensor and it would have been a really solid mouse. Definitely better than an Amazon Basics mouse, given that I paid like $10 for it. So pretty solid product in my opinion. Now we have Dell. We're gonna put them in this tier. Just not good mice. Like, they make office mice, not gaming mice. Obviously, this is a gaming mice epic discussion channel, so we're going to put them pretty far down. Now we have Corsair. We're going to put this in the Corsair tier because, really, just think of a Corsair mouse, and do you, like, have any positive thoughts of it? Personally, I don't. The fucking Harpoon, people beg for me to review it. And it's like, God, I could list off like a million undesirable things that I would rather do than fucking touch a Corsair mouse. Arguably some of like just the worst like gamery, just horrible products. And I just personally don't understand how a person could force themselves to use it, honestly. Now we have SteelSeries, which we're going to put in this C tier. Most of their mice are completely outdated. They do have some nice shapes though, like on some of their older mice. Now I hear people mainly talk about the Rival 3, and it's like $30, right? But it's a shit mouse, and I just don't want to fucking try it. It's like you're basically getting a $30 product. Like on the Viper Mini, you're getting like a $80 product, but they're selling you like a fucking $30 product for $30. Who's gonna buy that? Yo, Trey4, thank you for a bits, homie. So yeah, really, SteelSeries is not a good mouse company, and stay away from them. There's better options available. Now we have Glorious. We're gonna put them in the B tier along with Cooler Master and Sanrio, because they kind of started the trend of like lightweight, cheap honeycomb mice, like with the Model O, but unfortunately their products just aren't good. Like, the Model O is not what a ton of reviewers make it out to be. Obviously, if you know my channel, you've probably seen my Model O video, and that was kind of like a meme, but I was very critical of it, because really, it just isn't a solid product. It feels cheap, and there's better options available, and if you haven't tried anything better than a Glorious mouse, your brain is probably already rotted, and you've convinced yourself that it's the best. And it's like me, Boardsy, I'm trying to get you out of that fucking rabbit hole, but people just keep fighting back. Glorious is not like the best mouse ever. So yeah, definitely in that B tier. You could make an argument for the A tier though. Now we have HK Gaming. We're gonna put them in the C tier. I've used both the Mirror S, sadly, mind you, used both the Mirror S and the Mirror M, and I've just come to the conclusion neither of these mice are fucking special. Like, the Mirror M, it's just like, imagine a lightweight G Pro wireless that's just worse all around. And it's really like, wow, why are they selling this mouse? I mean, I guess it's like $50, that's decent for budget, but there's definitely better options available. They have some notoriously bad fucking scroll wheel rattle issues and other build quality issues. My Mirror S came broken. So yeah, a ton of shit. I have my personal discrepancies with them. But really, the Mirror S, it's like 65 grams for a small mouse, and the Hottie S is like 47 grams for virtually the same size mouse. So really, I don't understand why anybody would advocate for the Mirror S. It is just cringe. Cringe mouse talk. So now we're going to go to Redragon. I believe they belong in the Corsair tier. It's just shitty products. Just like so gamery. It just leaves a fucking nasty taste in my mouth when I just think of like the gamery mouse designs. And unfortunately, real life humans do use them occasionally, and it's like, holy shit, what are you doing to yourself, dude? And so yeah, I'm gonna put them in that lowest tier. Just stay away from the products. If it's below C tier, it's like fucking Chernobyl. Like, you don't want to get close to that shit. It is icky. Now we have Pwnage. I'm gonna put them in this A tier. Because along with Razer and Roccat, because they did make the Pwnage Ultra Custom, and it wasn't the best in the early batches, but now I've heard from like probably around 20 people who've gotten batch 3, so I think that this is like a solid it's like a solid amount of people to form a conclusion. Apparently they fixed the clicks, made them super good, and apparently the mouse is now great. So the Pwnage Ultra Custom is fantastic, and I really love when companies listen to feedback. And they are working on a different mouse. I'm going to put them in the S tier actually upon some more consideration. And yeah, they're a very solid new company. They started from a Kickstarter, and I hope they keep making solid mice. Hopefully, yeah, they just make more good mice. Yeah, see, somebody in chat just said his Pwnage Ultra Custom Batch 3 kicks ass. When's the last time you heard someone say that? Okay, now we have G-Wolves. I'm going to put them in the S tier as well. They used to have a ton of like build quality issues with the Hottie and the Skull. You've probably seen my do not buy the G-Wolves Hottie video. And honestly, my opinion has changed. Their 2020 edition Hottie and Skulls are apparently much better. They come with solid PTFE feet. And of course, the Skull Mini and the Hottie S. Well, the Hottie S isn't out yet, but the Skull Mini is one of the lightest mice on the market, 60 or 46.5 grams, which is fucking insane. And they keep making innovations with light mice, the Hottie S being 47 grams, and like these mice feel solid as well. So G-Wolves, they know what they're doing with mice, and it's really impressive because they are a fairly new company and they're Chinese, and a lot of people kind of assume that Chinese products are going to be cheap. And unfortunately, it's how it was with G-Wolves in the past, but now they're fucking epic. Definitely in this S tier. And if they do deliver in the same way they did with the Hottie S and the Skull Mini, with the 35 to 38 gram mice that they're planning, then I think they're in that fucking top tier, like, of the GOAT mouse companies. Now we have Logitech. I'm going to put them in the A tier. They've obviously made some insane mice. Like, let's say you're an egg-shaped shill. You're probably fucking in love with those. The G Pro Wireless, obviously one of the most innovative and famous mice ever. But they just haven't really done anything in a while. And you have to admit it. Like, they need to fucking release a new product. I know there's rumors of a G Pro Wireless Mini or something. And the thing that Xtrfy uses, like the unreleased mouse, but really, they haven't actually done anything, so I'm waiting on that to put them back up in these higher tiers, because when they do make a good mouse, it's an amazing mouse, but they just haven't fucking done that in a while. Here we have Xtrfy. I really don't know much about them. I haven't used their flagship mouse, which is the M4, but from what a lot of people say, they're just really not that good. Even like if you do get a good copy, it's a pretty aggressive shape, and that is their only mouse. So I'm gonna put them in the C tier. I guess it is kind of affordable, but I don't know. It could very well be in the D tier if the mouse is actually shit. But I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt and put them in the C tier. But really, I just don't know enough about them to really judge them. And now we have Zowie. I'm going to put them in the S tier because of innovation. Again, kind of the same reason why I put Logitech here. I mean, I don't know. Just, fuck. It's like either S or A. Their mice are obviously legendary. Their shapes have been copied by all sorts of companies. And their like build quality is fucking amazing. They do have like other quality control issues that they just don't care about, which obviously bothers me. Like, they don't care that the like side buttons and clicks are so mushy on a lot of their models. They didn't fucking update the ZA series for way too long, and that was triggering me, but now they did, and I'm happy. But like for 6 months I was just in constant agonizing pain because they wouldn't fucking give me new mouse. And they do seem to not be making any mouse in the future, like any new mice. So I guess I will put them in the A tier, but it's like, I don't know, they could easily be in the S tier. But they just haven't made mice in a while, more that I think about it. So yeah, that's going to be all for this tier list. I think it's pretty solid. Obviously some of the ratings are a bit subjective, and I definitely have some biases that hinder my ability to make a fully objective tier list, but I think this is very solid for the most part. Oh yeah, Zowie scroll wheels fucking suck. I should put them in the B tier for that. I don't know how I didn't remember that, but yeah. I think this is solid. If you enjoyed the video,